All right, thank you, everybody. Thanks for coming. I'm really excited to show you all the progress that we've made this summer. So I'm with the Bogey Bag, golf's best stress reliever. My name's Schnobrich. I'm the co-founder of the Bogey Bag. I'm in the class of 2021 studying finance and computer science here at UNH. My hometown is Stratham, New Hampshire. And on the right-hand side is one of our two logos. I'll show you all the other one in just a little bit. So the Bogey Bag is a punching bag that attaches to any golf cart, allowing players to take their anger out in a fun and healthy way without paying the price of equipment replacement or injuries. Where we started, our mission is to really make the game more enjoyable for everybody. And now where we started, we had the original idea for the Bogey Bag in 2018. We then were introduced to the Entrepreneurship Center where I met Ian and Heather. We started idea coaching with Ian in December. We came in third place in the holiday competition later this past year. And then I was also one of the two recipients of the Summer Sea Grant. And now here's the progress that we've made with the Bogey Bag. Before the Summer Sea Grant, we had our preliminary website designed as well as our prototype built. And then after the Summer Sea Grant, we've completely recreated our clamp. So I learned AutoCAD and how to make CAD models, and then also learned how to 3D print, which is what most of those clamps are. And from there, we kind of started taking this into our own hands because originally we thought that we could find a clamp stock off the shelf, modify it, and then start selling that way. But this clamp has really been the most crucial part of this whole project. So I started 3D printing all these myself, making different iterations. We have over 40 different iterations of clamps that we've made, whether we bought them or printed them ourselves. And now we're working with a manufacturer in Minnesota to refine our design, create the mold, and then eventually manufacture the actual clamp itself. We've been figuring out all shipping logistics, so we were thrown off when we realized how expensive shipping really is. And from there, we've kind of broken down the numbers and figured out different rates for different boxes depending on where we're shipping in the country. And now we have a little system built into place depending on where we're shipping, of what we're going to use and how to break that down. We've also finalized our brand identifications with Fishnet Media. So right there is one of our two logos that will be going on the bag itself. And then this is kind of our standalone logo. And then also, we just got pictures from the manufacturers yesterday of the bag actually printed with our logo on it. So I wanted to add that into the presentation. So these are the two images of what it will look like. We're also working on our new website with a new e-commerce based platform to allow for our customers to have more of a user-friendly interface. Then we're also continuing to work through our legal entity formation with the help of Jamie Baker and Pierce Atwood. This has been a lot more of a complicated situation than we imagined. The other two founders are my uncle and his friend. So it's kind of weird to work with family on this, where originally we had a third partnership agreement before we really started off. And as we got going, we realized that there wasn't equal work being put into it. So now Jamie's helping us kind of break down this equity to compensate those who put in more work or more money. And then FMEA work with Mike McClurkin, who I met at the holiday competition, who's right there in the second row. He's really helped us a lot. He's been meeting with me weekly or every couple weeks. And he introduced something called an FMEA to me, which stands for the Failure Mode and Effects Analysis, which allows us to really look at all of the different failures and scenarios that can happen with the product. And it's really allowed us to kind of internally develop our product before we've even launched. So it's kind of helped us save time and hopefully money to create a product that is more refined and tested before we even officially get out to the customers. And for anyone that hasn't seen the product, this is the Bogey Bag in action with a player at the Golf Club of New England. After hitting a bad shot, instead of breaking that club over his knee, he takes his anger out on the Bogey Bag. So here's some lessons that I've learned over the Summer Sea Grant. One is that I really love working for myself. It's been so fun. I've always thought that I'd like to work for myself, but actually having the opportunity after my sophomore year of college, I realized that I would like to work for myself for as long as possible. Two is to meet with as many people that are specialized in different fields as possible. So the best example of this is Mike McClurkin, who I met after the holiday competition, and he's really been helping us out ever since. Him and his wife Jackie started their own medical device company. He also had his own Christmas light company on the side. So it's been really helpful to kind of see his successes and failures and learn from what he's done and be able to bounce ideas off of him. It's been extremely beneficial in our development. I can't thank him enough for all the help that he's put in. Three is that there are so many small things that go into starting any company. So before I really got going into developing this product, I thought that starting something like this would be pretty easy. But looking back, I realized that I couldn't have been more wrong. I thought that starting a one product company would be kind of straightforward and pretty easy to get going, but there are a lot of things I never even thought of that are involved in this. So from that point on, I've kind of learned from the Summer Sea Grant, thanks to all the help here and all the resources we've been able to work through each little piece of this throughout the summer. 4 is to make a lot of mistakes in small stages. So I guess the best example of this is the clamps that I've made. So we've gone through about 40 different iterations of these clamps, and some have been just a few millimeters of change, and some have been completely different designs. But each design that we change and make, and each adjustment that we make has really got us that much closer to finally having a completed product. And then 5 is to be transparent with all customers and potential customers, because in the end, customers are really the reason that a company either succeeds or fails. So I realized that it's so important to utilize each encounter that I have with a potential customer before we launch in order to get their feedback and really learn what they're thinking before we even start putting this out there. And finally, I want to thank Pierce Atwood. They are the lead sponsor for the Summer Sea Grant, and it's been such an amazing summer. And as some of you may know from my original Summer Sea Grant presentation, I had the opportunity to intern at John Hancock this summer, but turned it down in order to do this full time and work through the Summer Sea Grant. And at the time, I was worried that I may regret that decision. And now looking back, it was one of the best decisions of my life. I've really loved every second of this. But thanks to Pierce Atwood, it was really, like I said, one of the best decisions. But the people I've met, the skills that I've learned, and really the experiences that I've had have been immeasurable. So I want to thank everyone involved one more time, to Pierce Atwood, Fishnet Media, and the Entrepreneurship Center. We would not have been able to make any of these accomplishments that we have this summer without each and every one of these companies. So thank you, and for everyone coming today, thank you again, and be on the lookout for our launch in the coming months. Well, that's it.